When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, and you'll be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hear me. You didn't come this far just to quit. You didn't fight through the pain, the struggles, the late nights and early mornings just to give up now. If you're asking, how do I stay motivated? Let me tell you something. Motivation is not about feelings. It's about commitment. You can't wait to feel motivated. Feelings change, but commitment, discipline, that's what separates the great from the average. So today, I'm going to give you 7 keys to staying motivated. 7 keys to making sure you never give up. You have to know why you're doing this. What's driving you? If you don't have a strong reason behind your actions, you will quit when things get hard. Your why has to be bigger than the pain, bigger than the struggle. It has to be bigger than the obstacles that will come your way. Think about it. Why do you wake up every morning? Why are you chasing this dream? Why do you want success? If your reason is weak, if it's just for money or just for recognition, then when things get tough, you'll give up. But when your reason is strong, when your why is personal, nothing can stop you. Some of you say you want to be successful, but deep down, you're comfortable where you are. You want it, but you don't need it. The people who make it to the top are not the ones who simply want success. They are the ones who must succeed. There's no other option for them. They have a fire inside them that don't let them stop, that won't let them sleep, that won't let them rest until they've achieved what they set out to do. So what's your why? Maybe it's your family. Maybe you grew up struggling and you promised yourself that your kids will never experience what you went through. Maybe you've seen your parents work their whole lives and still not have enough, and you refuse to let that be your story. Maybe it's a personal goal. Maybe you've been doubted your whole life and now you're determined to prove them all wrong. Whatever it is, your why has to be so strong that it pushes you even when you feel like giving up. The truth is, life will test you. Life will throw obstacles in your way. There will be days when you're exhausted, days when nothing seems to be going right, days when you question whether it's even worth it. But when you have a strong why, you push through anyway. You remind yourself why you started. You remind yourself that you didn't come this far just to quit. Think about the greats: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Eric Thomas. None of them got to where they are because it was easy. They all had challenges. They all faced rejection, failure, and pain, but their why was stronger than their excuses. Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team, but did he quit? No. His why was stronger. He wanted to be the best. So he worked harder than anyone else. He trained when no one was watching. He practiced while others slept. And eventually he became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Kobe Bryant used to wake up at 4 a.m. to train before his teammates even got out of bed. Why? Because he knew his why. He wanted to be legendary. He wasn't just playing for fun. He was chasing greatness. Elon Musk, when he was building Tesla and SpaceX, almost went bankrupt multiple times. People told him he was crazy, that his ideas wouldn't work. But his why was bigger than the criticism. He wanted to change the world, and he wasn't going to stop until he did. So I ask you again, what is your why? Because if your why is strong enough, no excuse, no setback, no failure will ever be able to stop you. The problem is, too many people give up too soon. They say they want success, but the moment they face a challenge, they quit. Why? Because their why isn't strong enough. You have to want this as bad as you want to breathe. If someone held your head underwater, what would you be thinking about? Would you be thinking about your problems? Your doubts? No. You'd be thinking about one thing: getting there. That's how bad you have to want success. That's how strong your why has to be. And here's the thing, your why has to come from within. It can't be something someone else told you to do. It can't be something you think you should do. It has to be something that burns inside of you, something that drives you every single day. So I need you to take a moment right now and think, what is your why? What is that one thing that will keep you going when the road gets tough? Write it down, say it out loud, make it real, because when you truly know your why, you'll never need motivation again. Your why will push you. Your why will drive you, and your why will make sure that no matter what happens, you never, ever give up. You can't hit a target you can't see. If you don't have a clear goal, how will you ever know if you're making progress? Too many people say they want success, but they have no idea what that actually looks like. They say, I want to be rich, but how much money do you want to make? They say, I want to be successful, but what does success mean to you? If you don't define your goal, you'll never reach it. Setting clear goals is the foundation of success. You have to be specific. If you want to lose weight, don't just say, I want to get fit. Say, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 3 months by working out 5 days a week and eating clean. If you want to start a business, don't just say, I want to be an entrepreneur. Say, I will launch my online business within the next 6 months, and my goal is to make $5,000 in my first 3 months. The more specific you are, the more real your goal becomes. Most people fail because their goals are too vague. They think about success in general terms, and because they don't have a clear target, they don't take action. When you don't know where you're going, you get distracted easily. You lose focus. You waste time on things that don't matter. But when you have a crystal clear goal, every decision you make is based on whether it moves you closer to that goal or not. Imagine you driving somewhere you've never been before. If you don't have a destination, you'll just keep driving aimlessly, wasting time and fuel. But if you have an exact address, you put it in a GPS, and every turn, every stop, every move is intentional. That's how goal setting works. It gives you direction. It keeps you on track. But it's not enough to just set goals. You have to write them down. Studies have shown that people who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them than those who just think about them. When you write your goals down, they become real. They become something you can see, something you can remind yourself of every day. And don't just write them down once, review them daily. Remind yourself why you started. Keep them in front of you. Put them on your wall, your phone, your mirror, wherever you'll see them often. Because when you see your goals every day, they stay fresh in your mind. They stay at the top of your priorities. Another important step is breaking your goals down into smaller steps. A big goal can feel overwhelming, but when you break it into smaller milestones, it becomes manageable. Let's say your goal is to write a book. Instead of focusing on the entire book, set a goal to write 1 chapter a week. If your goal is to get in shape, set a goal to work out 4 times a week for the next month. Small wins create momentum. Every time you complete a step, you build confidence, and confidence fuels motivation. But here's the reality. There will be obstacles. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. That's why you need a deadline. Without a deadline, your goal is just a wish. If you don't set a time limit, you'll keep pushing it off, making excuses, and never taking action. A deadline creates urgency. It forces you to take action now, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. You also need accountability. It's easy to break promises to yourself, but when someone else is watching, you step up. Find someone who will hold you accountable. Tell a friend, mentor, or coach about your goal. Join a group of like-minded people who are chasing similar goals. When you surround yourself with people who push you, your chances of success multiply. And finally, visualize your success. See yourself achieving your goal. Feel it. Experience it in your mind before it happens in reality. The greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders all use visualization to program their minds for success. When you visualize your goal, your brain starts working to make it happen. You begin to believe it's possible, and belief is half the battle. Most people fail not because they're not talented, not because they're not capable, but because they never set clear goals. They drift through life hoping things will work out, but hope is not a strategy. Success doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. And that design starts with setting clear, specific, and actionable goals. Motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. Too many people rely on motivation to get things done, but motivation comes and goes. One day you feel inspired and ready to take on the world. The next day, you don't feel like doing anything. If you only work when you feel motivated, you will never reach your full potential. Success is not about how you feel in the moment. It's about what you do consistently. That's why you need a routine. Routine takes the decision-making process out of the equation. When you have a solid routine, you don't have to waste time thinking about whether or not you should do something. You just do it because it's part of your daily structure. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning debating whether or not you should brush your teeth. You do it automatically because it's part of your routine. That's the same way you need to approach your goals. If you're serious about success, you need to set a daily schedule that aligns with your goals. If you want to get in shape, schedule your workouts at the same time every day. If you want to write a book, dedicate a specific time each day to writing. If you want to grow your business, block out time every day to work on it. The key is consistency. You won't always feel like doing it, but when it's part of your routine, you do it anyway. People who wait for the right moment, the right mood, or the right amount of motivation will always be stuck in the same place. The most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. They wake up early even when they're tired. They go to the gym even when they don't feel like it. They put in the work every single day, no matter what. That's the difference between winners and everyone else. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need to do something huge every day to make progress. They think they need to work for hours and hours or make massive changes all at once. But real progress comes from small, consistent actions over time. If you commit to just 1 hour of focused work every day, that's 365 hours in a year. Imagine how much you could accomplish with that kind of discipline. Building a routine also helps eliminate distractions. When you don't have a set schedule, you leave too much room for procrastination. You tell yourself you'll get to it later, but later never comes. You get caught up in social media, watching TV, or doing things that don't move you closer to your goals. But when you have a routine, you stay focused because you know exactly what needs to be done and when. Another advantage of having a routine is that it reduces stress and decision fatigue. Every day we make hundreds of decisions, and the more decisions we have to make, the more mentally exhausted we become. That's why successful people simplify their lives. They wear the same types of clothes, eat similar meals, and follow the same daily habits. It's not because they're boring. It's because they know that conserving mental energy for the important things matters. Think about someone like Kobe Bryant. He didn't wait until he felt like practicing. He had a strict routine. He was in the gym at 4 a.m. every single day, whether he was tired, sore, or unmotivated. That's why he was one of the greatest basketball players of all time. It wasn't just talent, it was his relentless consistency. So if you're struggling to stay motivated, stop relying on motivation. Build a routine that forces you to take action even when you don't feel like it. Discipline yourself to show up every single day. Make your habits so strong that skipping a day feels unnatural. That's how you build momentum. That's how you stay on track. And remember, your routine doesn't have to be perfect. You might have off days, you might need to adjust your schedule, but as long as you stay committed to consistency, you will see results. Over time, your routine becomes your lifestyle, and that's when you truly unlock your potential. Your environment shapes your success more than you realize. Many people struggle to stay motivated, not because they lack discipline or drive, but because they surround themselves with distractions, negativity, or people who don't support their goals. If you want to stay motivated, you have to create an environment that makes success the default choice. Think about this. If you're trying to eat healthy, but your kitchen is filled with junk food, it's going to be a constant battle to resist temptation. If you're trying to focus on work, but your phone is constantly buzzing with notifications, it's going to be hard to stay productive. If you're trying to achieve a big goal, but you're surrounded by people who doubt you, it's going to drain your energy and confidence. That's why you have to be intentional about your surroundings. Start with your physical environment. If you want to be productive, make sure your workspace is clean and organized. A cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. When your environment is chaotic, your thoughts become scattered and it's harder to concentrate. Set up a dedicated space for your work or goals, free from distractions, where you can get into the right mindset every time you enter it. Your digital environment also plays a huge role in your motivation. Social media, emails, and endless scrolling can steal hours of your time. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity online, whether it's news, toxic people, or mindless entertainment, it affects your mood and energy. Unfollow accounts that don't inspire or educate you. Limit your screen time. Use apps that block distractions when you need to focus. Make sure that when you go online, it's serving your goals, not pulling you away from them. But one of the biggest factors that determine your success is the people you surround yourself with. If you're around people who complain all the time, who make excuses, who never take action, their mindset will rub off on you. Energy is contagious. If you're around people who are constantly negative, doubting themselves, or settling for less, you'll start adopting the same habits. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who push themselves, who take action, who strive for more, you'll naturally be motivated to do the same. Look at your inner circle. Are the people around you supporting your goals or holding you back? Are they encouraging you to grow or keeping you comfortable? Sometimes the hardest part of success is letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. It doesn't mean you have to cut people off completely, but you need to limit your exposure to those who drain your energy and spend more time with those who inspire you. Seek out mentors, coaches, or like-minded individuals who are on the same journey. If you don't have those people in your immediate environment, find them online, join communities, attend events, or follow people who share valuable insights. The more you expose yourself to success-driven individuals, the more you'll absorb their habits, mindset, and motivation. Another way to shape your environment for success is to create systems that make it easy to stay on track. If you want to read more, keep books within reach. If you want to exercise regularly, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to drink more water, keep a water bottle next to you at all times. Small adjustments like these eliminate friction and make it effortless to follow through. Music, lighting, and even the colors in your space can influence your motivation. Bright natural lighting can improve focus. Upbeat music can boost energy. Colors like blue and green promote productivity, while red can increase urgency. These small environmental tweaks may seem insignificant, but they add up and create an atmosphere that helps you perform at your best. Your habits are also part of your environment. If you always work in the same place at the same time, your brain begins to associate that space with productivity. If you always listen to a certain playlist when you study, it signals your brain that it's time to focus. Over time, these environmental triggers make motivation automatic. Most people don't struggle with motivation because they lack ambition. They struggle because their environment is working against them. They're trying to build discipline in a space that encourages distraction. They're trying to stay positive around people who complain all day. They're trying to work hard in a place that drains their energy. The key to lasting motivation isn't forcing yourself to work harder. It's making success the easy choice. When you build an environment that supports your goals, motivation becomes second nature. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. No matter how talented you are, how many opportunities you have, or how hard you work, if your mindset is weak, you will struggle to stay motivated. The way you think about challenges, setbacks, and even success itself determines how far you will go. If you want to stay motivated, you must develop a mindset that is built for growth, resilience, and long-term success. Most people give up too soon because they have a fixed mindset. They believe that their abilities are set in stone, that failure is a sign to stop, and that success is reserved for a select few. But successful people understand that talent alone doesn't determine success, growth does.